DJ Marx, and on today's show, we are interviewing Kapes A Witness. So let's get it. All right, guys, like I was saying, I am here today with Kapes A Witness, and we're going to have a great interview with him. So, yeah, let's just chat with him, man, see what's going on. So, how you doing, bro?
I'm good. I'm glad to be here.
Bro, it's really good to have you in there, man. I mean, like, from the time I heard your music the first time, I said to myself, we need to get this guy down, have a conversation with him, see what the deal is. So, start off by saying congrats on the nomination as well. How did you feel about that, man?
I was shocked. I was so shocked. Yeah, like I just didn't expect that. Like you hear that, you see people say, "Oh, it's an honor to be nominated," and you kind of think, "Yeah, I bet it is." But I actually was like really humbled and shocked. I just didn't expect that to happen. So yeah, shout out to StepFWD.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I really like about StepFWD is that they're very inclusive. Do you know what I'm saying? So like, they don't like have a specific box where it's okay, these type of artists, whatever. As long as your content's good, it's on point. They're open to everybody kind of something. So yeah, like I said, shout out to StepFWD and the great work that you guys are doing. So we know you're called Kapes A Witness. Where did the name come from? Tell us a bit about that.
So basically, I've been rapping since I was like 10 years old in like 1998. Like I'm giving away my age there. But so I used to rap by the name Kapes A, as in like a mad event or like a saga kind of thing. Yeah. And then when I was born again in 2015, I wanted to separate myself from the older music that I was releasing, and people used to call me Kapes for short. Yeah. So I just went with Kapes instead of Kapes A, and then I added the A Witness just to say like I'm a witness of the resurrection power, that kind of thing.
I like that. It's a nice twist in terms of how you got to that thing. So yeah, that's a good one, man. And like you said, you've been doing the music from like you was young. How did you actually get into rap? What was it that made you say, I want to get into this particular style of music?
So like about that. In fact, I can remember as being like even like 5 years old, hearing hip hop songs that was out. Like Gangsta's Paradise and these kind of songs. And then like in about 98.
Now you're going back, Bob.
Yeah. I'm going back, yeah. And then like 98, like I got my first hip hop CD, which was a Run DMC album.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
And then that really got me into it. And then I would say when I started listening to artists like Tupac, and then that's what showed me that you could really get like deep with it. And I think that's when I started to take it really seriously after that point.
That was actually going to be my next question in terms of like what artists were you kind of like listening to when you first got into it? Would you say that these guys had an influence in terms of your style of rapping, or even the way that you like arrange your lyrics, all that kind of stuff?
Definitely. So I'm kind of like a child of the old school that way. It was people like Tupac, Rakim, Big Daddy Kane, Lauryn Hill, Wu-Tang, like all these.
Let me just stop you there. If you guys don't know these names, you don't know hip hop. I'm just saying right now. These are like the legends of the game. So that's all I'm saying. Go on.
Yeah, but then, it was all of that kind of like from the 80s to 90s, early 2000s, all of that era. I was all over that. But then from when I was born again, from that point, I don't really listen to much secular hip hop anymore. So now it's more like Bizzle and a lot of UK artists as well, you know what I mean? So yeah.
It's funny because you kind of started in the hip hop scene around about the same age as I did. And for me, I don't know if it's the same for you, you could tell me yourself, but for me, when I started, again, there wasn't like many people that I had access to in terms of producers, stuff like that. So it used to be a case of running down to HMV or, one of the Tower Records, or whatever it is, finding a single that's got like an instrumental on it. And then running. Did you ever have to do that?
Yeah. It was not as easy as it is now. Now you can just like jump on social media or YouTube or whatever and just network with producers, and everyone's got a studio in a house and all that. It was completely different back then.
So you're sitting at home now, writing a song. What's the process like for Kapes A Witness to kind of put a song together and get them kind of tracks out there?
So it can be just random. Like I really consider it to be like a gift, because I don't think too much about what I'm writing. The lyrics kind of just pop in my head. So I might just be in as they're doing my shopping. I'm like,
I know them one.
Yeah. So like, and then I have to quickly like jot it down in my phone so I don't forget it. Like I'm not one of these people that needs to sit down with a beat to do it. Like I can do that, and it's handy too. But yeah, I could just be anywhere and it pops in my head.
Do you find it easier when you're putting the songs together to have like some kind of beat or something in your head already, so you can kind of go with that, or are you happy to kind of like do it either way, like the lyrics first then beat after?
Yeah, I mean, I tend to just kind of, the way that they just pop in my head, I won't really have a beat. You know, I'll have like a sort of tempo and a flow to it. But then when I hear the right beat, then I might adjust it a little bit. Yeah.
So let's talk about your track that was nominated. So obviously we're talking about your track called The Sword, is it? Yeah, The Sword track. And it was actually from your previous album, Sunlight, wasn't it?
Yeah, so the original version is on the Sunlight album, and then I ended up doing a remix to it. So the one that's nominated is this remix.
The remix, And when did the remix drop?
The remix dropped at the start of the year. I think it was start of this year. Yeah.
Okay. Well, tell us a bit more about the song in terms of like, you know, what is the vision behind the song, the message that you're getting across in that particular song?
So the song, The Sword remix, it features Brian T from Kingdom Music. So shout out to him. But yeah, the message of the song, it's all about like wearing the full armor of God. It's like an Ephesians anthem. So that's basically the theme of it. And with my verse, I actually kind of like took something that Biggie did and flipped it. Because he had this lyric where he's naming all these guns and stuff. I got 9 9s, 10 Mac 10s and stuff. And I thought, let me flip that and make it positive. So I was talking about, I don't need that. You know, I got the armor of God. So yeah, that's what I did with it.
And tell us a little bit about the original album as well, because obviously, like you said, the remix came after that particular album drop. I know it was a 10-track album.
Yeah.
So yeah, tell us a bit about that album. You know, what about the project itself in general, and how did you go about selecting the songs that featured on it?
So dropped that album in 2020. It was kind of difficult, like doing that in a pandemic, because I didn't really get to like promote it the way that I really wanted to. But the main thing that I wanted to do was just have a blend of different like production styles. So there's some really upbeat stuff. There's some more kind of hard hitting trap sounding stuff, and then there's some, you know, it's a blend of like old school and new school styles, I would say. But there's a lot of feel good stuff on there. I was actually going through like a really tough time in my life as well, so it was great to be in the studio and just be able to like praise God, what I was going through, and then that's like the result. Like that's what came out.
So one of the things that I really like about your music is your flow. You know, I was saying, like coming from that school of hip hop and rap as well. It was all about the flow back in them days. And then, you know, when you're going back a year, you're talking about the battle between people saying that they're more East Coast, more West Coast, that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? How did you go about developing your particular style? What was it that made you choose that kind of flow to kind of go with?
I mean, I was influenced by like both coasts, but my favorite rappers was on the West Coast. So I used to like rap on like real like US West Coast sounding beats. And then that's where it kind of developed from. But I've definitely made like more of a conscious effort to switch up the beats, to be a bit more like modern with it, you know? I mean, the 90s, it was an amazing era, but like if you're trying to resonate with people today, then you kind of need to switch it up.
Real talk,
you know,
real talk. So I know, like we said, we talked about your previous album that you dropped, but you've actually dropped a project this year called The Call. First question I'm going to ask you: would you call it more album or EP? Because I wasn't sure which one you go in, because it's like 8 tracks, isn't it? You can kind of like go on either side.
Yeah, I'd call it an EP. It's kind of like a long EP. Really. Not quite album length yet. So yeah.
And tell us a little bit about that project as well. Obviously, like I said, it came out this year, so it's I think it was April this year, was it?
I think so. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about that particular project as well.
So that one, shout out to an organization called Sputnik, because they actually like funded that project. But yeah, so it's called The Call, and there's a bit of a running theme through it, which is basically like God's got a calling for your life, like don't miss the call kind of thing. But yeah, again, it's like it's a blend of different styles. It's like some old school, some new school, some kind of like dark and hard hitting sounds, some really upbeat. So that's about it for that one. It was a fun project to make.
And like that's available on all the streaming platforms, isn't it? So your Spotify, your iTunes, and all that kind of stuff.
Available everywhere that you can stream and download music. It's there.
Cool. So make sure you guys are doing that, streaming, downloading, showing your support for man like Kapes A Witness. Vo, I can't let you go without doing what I like to do with every artist that comes on here, and just a little game that we're going to play. I'm only going to do a shortened version of it for you. So basically, it's based on 2 of your releases.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to ask these 2 questions, and I reckon you're going to get the answers very easily, personally.
Okay.
Because when I was selecting it, I'm thinking, yeah, these are not that hard this week. So, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, cool. So, your project or your single called The Real Thing.
Yeah.
You with it? Okay.
Yeah.
What playing card is at the bottom?
Is it the Queen?
No.
Is it not? Okay.
Yeah, the King of Hearts it was for that one. I thought, if I say top, I knew you were going to say Queen. So I thought, let me go for the bottom. You might not remember that one.
You got me with that one. Yeah.
And on the last one, your Got to Change project. What color hoodie?
The overall color's like purple. Like no, it's not. It's a dark green color. So
Yeah.
Is it like a dark green hoodie?
No, it's not.
Wow, I thought I was going to get these right, But nah.
Well, I thought you was going to get the back as well. It's grey. It's actually a
Grey
dark
hoodie.
green. But you're right, the dark green background though. So the grey hoodie on it, well, I suppose it gives that kind of like difference in the colours, isn't it? So
yeah.
But yeah, tell us where we can find you online, man. Like, if people want to follow your music and all that kind of stuff, where can they find you online, socials, all that?
So if you just get online, search for Kapes A Witness, you'll find me on like all of the different platforms. But on IG, follow the one that's Kapes A Witness 2. Because I got locked out of the original one.
Oh gosh.
So yeah, if you follow that, don't be surprised that I'm not following you back, because you gotta hit up number 2, and I'll get you back.
Well, there you go, guys. Make sure you're following him on his socials and definitely streaming his music as well. You got your YouTube channel, haven't you?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, again, Kapes A Witness, and there's the Kapes A Witness topic, which is where all the official releases come out.
Yeah.
And the videos is on the other one.
And you guys can definitely check out the new releases that he's dropped there. And also, obviously, the song that got nominated as well for the StepFWD Music Awards. And in line with that, I'm going to say, if you guys want to vote for Kapes for the StepFWD Music Awards, it's in the rap category, just head over to stepfwdawards.com, cast your vote there. I can't be biased and tell you go vote for him, because I have artists coming on here all the time. But definitely, if you want to vote for Kapes, that's where you're going to go. And I'm sure he'll like to see his name go up to the top of the list there and get that win. So make sure you head over there to cast your vote. Kapes, it's been a pleasure having you today, bro.
It's been a blessing to be here. Thanks very much for having me here.
No, definitely, man. Definitely. And make sure you keep us up to date with all the releases so we could be pushing it and all that kind of stuff, man. We love to.
Yeah, I definitely will do.
And guys, this has been Marx with Kapes A Witness on another INDAMIX. Keep it locked here till the next one.
Visit us for updates and shows at affinityextra.co.uk.